Good morning and welcome to the Bench Show, a show that talks more of reality in our lifestyle. And today, I want you people to help me welcome Honorable Mr. Wilberforce Mali, the President of the Sigalagala National Polytechnic, and I have him in the Bench Show, and we're gonna talk more of politics at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, you will introduce yourself, tell our viewers what you do at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic.
Okay, thank you. I'm Wilberforce Mali, the President of the TSNP 2025-2026. And I would like to welcome all of you, that's the media houses, as we discuss more on the issues affecting our comrades and how we can deliberate on them. Thank you.
Okay. As we all know, Mr. Mali was sworn in just yesterday. It was last week on Thursday where he was being sworn in by the school administration. And today we are conducting an interview with him. We want him to tell us more about what he has planned for the school and for the comrades. So, Mr. Mali, if I can start, how can you define your leadership style at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic?
Okay, thank you. My leadership style, it can be defined in a small sentence or a small sentiment, that it is a style that will involve all the comrades, all the non-teaching and teaching staffs, everybody around. It will be about inclusivity of each and every person.
Okay, thank you. What long-term vision do you have for the school, and how will you manage to ensure you achieve it?
Okay, my main vision for this institution as a student leader is to make sure that at least the policies which are put in place and the criteria which is being used to put those policies in place is achieved to the fullest, in a way that if we decide that we want to do issues to changing the academic way of studies, we will do it fully implemented.
Okay, Mr. Mali, so what are your top priorities, things that you will consider during your leadership at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic?
Number one, I'll consider that I advise my fellow comrades to do what we call a hearing. We make a discussion together. We sit down, we as the leaders and comrades first. We discuss, we make an agreement as leaders. And in my tenure, I believe in one thing that I cannot achieve alone, but I can achieve in collaboration with other student leaders and in collaboration with the teaching and non-teaching staffs of the institution. Then lastly, I believe that during this leadership tenure, there are some things that we need to achieve, like improving on how we can access the Wi-Fi of this institution, improving on how we can see the welfare of the comrades being changed. Those are some of the things. If we achieve them, I think we'll have done something good as a council and as members of the TSNP.
Okay, and how will you ensure transparency and accountability to all comrades around the school?
Ensuring transparency and accountability, it will first of all start with an integrity of the leader first. If any leader who holds any public office has a high level of integrity, such a person, it is very easy for him to be accountable for each and every step that he does. Why? Let's assume I'm the president, I've been given the mandate to chair the cabinet, to spearhead and see what they're doing. It is now my responsibility to make sure that whatever we put in place or whatever we say, it is implemented, not just talked about, but be implemented fully. Then on the issue of transparency, I think it is nice and it is wise if we leaders, we show comrades that indeed we promised you that we are going to deliver this one. We've at least delivered in showing, not just in talks.
If you can tell us, what did you promise comrades? Just elaborate.
Okay, number one, we promised comrades a free and fair learning activities in the institution. Number two, we promised these comrades that when we enter into office, we are going to work on the issue of the Wi-Fi. Because you find that in most areas within the institution, Wi-Fi is available, yes, but it is not working to that around 50%. So if many people are struggling on how to use the Wi-Fi, and we promised them if given opportunity to enter the office, but to which they've given us now. So we cannot say that if given opportunities, now that they've given that opportunity, it is now a mandate of us, the leaders, to make sure that the Wi-Fi is working. Then another thing that we promised these comrades, we promised that we will make a decision that favors both parties. Why? You find that we have got many categories of students within the institution. Both of us, we cannot benefit at the same time, and we cannot make a living standard of the same level. So we need to make decisions that favor all the two categories of comrades in a way that each and every comrade feels that he or she is a member of TSNP and is a bona fide member of SNAPSU, so that he cannot feel denied any chance of study or any chance of expression.
Okay, can you discuss any major policy change that you promised comrades during your rally or campaign?
Yeah, the major policy change that I promised these comrades was one, to deal and at least work on the issue of dressing code.
Yeah.
And I never promised that we are going to have my dress, my choice policy, but at least we work on the issue, one, the issue of the shoes. Then number two, we need to work on the issue of the dressing, because a majority of the comrades here, that's the 3/4, they cannot manage to wear that official wear, but they can manage to wear decently. So if they can manage to wear decently but not the official wear, they should be allowed to go to class and study. And again, another thing, you find that these students, not all can manage to get the official shoe. So if they cannot all manage to get the official shoe, it means that these comrades should be allowed at least go to class, study, get the academics that they came here to do, then go home. Then another thing that I promised these comrades when I was campaigning, it was that I will make sure in my administration that at least the exams are being released on time, classes are being attended by all the students and also instructors, in a way that if classes are being attended, then after the exams the results is released on time. It will we are going to do away with the backlog of the issues to do when we open the next term. Somebody is missing marks in the portal. So those issues, I've directed my CS education to work on that issue, to make sure that the class reps respond directly in case teachers are not teaching, to make sure that the class reps together the departmental reps, to ensure that the marks are recorded and into the portal within the time limit that is being given by the institution, so that we avoid that issue. We open, then the results are not there.
Okay, how will you address the issue of security, healthcare, and education around the school? Because these are the key things that comrades are willing to have. Because when there is lack of security, most of comrades will even not report to school. So how will you address this issue?
Okay, starting with the issue of the health, in my respectful view, I proposed and I suggest that health should be a first thing to be dealt with. In which way? We find that we have a dispensary within the institution. The dispensary, the truth be told, that sometimes it lacks the enough medication, that's the drugs. Some of the students go to the dispensary and then you are not even taken, the nurse has not measured how the way you are sick, but he is giving you the painkillers. So at least we introduce the lab in the dispensary, whereby if you go there, at least the medication you are being given, it is now according to the way you are suffering. The issue to do with the security of the institution is paramount, and it is not something that should be dealt away with. Why? I believe that security starts with I personally, first of all, as a president, and we as comrades first. So I advised, first of all, my fellow comrades that when we enter into our houses, let us lock the doors. Let us take this security as a serious issue. Let us avoid the late work nights, so that we prevent the issue of thieves and thugs all over. But also, I encourage the landlords, who are good friends of mine and good friends of the institution, that at least when comrades are paying this rent, make sure that at least these plots, they are well taken care of. If you cannot manage to employ a security, let us have caretakers so that these plots are well managed. Because you find that like there is a plot where when a student has been injured, You access the landlord will tell you that that one is not my business. But in collaboration with these landlords, we are not saying that we are going to take full mandate of their plots, but in collaboration with the landlords, we are going to see on how we can improve the security issue within and outside the institution.
So in case of any emergency, maybe one comrade is sick somewhere and it's late hours, maybe 12 p.m. What will you do? Do you have any maybe school car that will you just call and tell him go somewhere and pick someone is very sick? What will you do?
Okay, thank you. On that issue, in case somebody is very sick at night, and that is very late night, it is something that has been happening, and we cannot say that it will stop, because sickness, you cannot know the time the person will become sick. But within the institution, we have a small van, which normally help in terms of such scenarios. So it is now upon the works of the mayors and the mayors. In case somebody is sick within your locality, it is a mandate of the mayor to call the general mayor. Then after calling that general mayor, the general mayor should report that issue to the CS Home Affairs, Health and Security, whereby the CS Home Affairs, Health and Security will collaborate and work hand in hand with the nurse. So through that collaboration, through that good work, the nurse will be able to go with the school driver. They pick that sick boy or that sick person, they take him to the hospital so that he or she can get the medication.
Okay. What are your plans to the students pursuing journalism and mass media? Because the last time I checked is that any institution that offer this course have maybe a studio, a TV station. So here at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic, we don't have even a studio or a TV station. What are your plans to those students pursuing this course?
Okay, the students pursuing that is journalism and mass media.
Yeah.
When I joined this institution, I used to see a media house. But of late, I've received several complaints from around 20 students saying that they are media students, but they don't have a media house. So it is my view, and I propose that we work with the Department of the ICT. I think that's where ICT, and that's where journalism and mass media is found. We work with them. First of all, they should tell us if that media house is still available, so that we can at least allocate to them a room that these students can be using. Because for us to mentor somebody's talent, for us to mentor somebody's career, you must show him the full support, and the full support in a practical way, so that he or she can practice the media thing that he is studying in class. So the best way and the best issues to solve is for us to provide a media house within the institution, because it used to be there. So it is just upon us to go and relook where did it go and where are these things that are being used within the media house. How can we restructure? How can we reorganize and re-jeopardize about the medias? How can we help these students get back their media house? And that one will be of great impact to the students and to the institution at large.
Okay, what do you believe is the most critical quality for a successful president? Just in 5 lines.
The most critical quality for a successful president, it is a quality of...
just take this question personally.
Yeah.
Now, you.
Yeah, I personally,
yeah.
The quality of integrity and listening. You know, as a leader, I need to listen to my field. So you find that I personally as a leader, if I fail to show by an example that quality of an integral issue, my leaders won't believe in me. Why? Because they'll be saying, if our president is not showing by an example, how are we going to cope up and work on it? And then these other quality about listening from your juniors also, and not just making decisions without consulting them. If I don't consult also these juniors of mine, because I cannot make decisions I personally. There are some decisions if I make, they may be hindering maybe the GS, they may be hindering the CS education, the CS culture. So I need also to sit down with them. We make a consultation before making any decision. So in my respectful view, I believe that in my tenure, I should first of all be a good example on the issue of an integrity, be a good example in showing the issue of collaboration and cooperation with other leaders, be a good example in showing that I can show the vision and lead in the vision of the TSNP together with the institution.
Okay, what are your plans for religion and culture? Because when we see other institutions, maybe when they welcome the freshers, they have freshers night. So here at the Sigalagala National Polytechnic, the last almost 3 years, we just have freshers day. What are your plans? Are you going to change these or will just remain that way?
Okay, thank you. My senior, one thing that you should put in mind is that for us to reach a point whereby now we are having freshers day, it is because of some few factors that led to that issue. Number one, it was the issue of the COVID-19. Then number two, it was about the issue to do with the security. Because you find that in most cases when we used to have the freshers night, that is the time whereby the villagers and some comrades, not all, were being injured. Villagers used that opportunity to rob their houses, to injure students, to do whatsoever, the shenanigans or everything. But now I encourage that even if we are having a freshers day, but it should be an event that is presented and performed in a well-decorum, a well-organized manner. Why? That this event, even if it starts at 4, even if it starts at 11 a.m., it should at least end at around 6 p.m. Then students go back where? To the houses. But you find that in most cases we've been having freshers day, which starts at 11, but by 4 p.m. the freshers day is over. Yet we still have to. You check at the memo and you check at the constitution, it says that the freshers day should end at 6 or should end at 5:30. But you find that the moment we get 4, the freshers day is over. So it is my responsibility together the CS Culture and Sports, we collaborate and make sure that if the event ends at 6 p.m, it should end at the time required. But on the issue of the freshers night, on my side, I believe that that when we'll have a discussion over it, we see if it can be brought back, or if it is impossible, we just improve, add more strength on this freshers day to make it more valuable, more important to the comrades.
Okay, is there anything that you wish comrades to understand about your role and responsibility in this school?
Yeah, automatically it must be there, and there's one thing that I would like my fellow comrades to understand, that I'm not here to make decisions. I'm not here to rule over them. But they should understand that before I make a decision, also I must undergo what you call consultation, seek advices from everybody, and allow them also to give views before I make such a decision. So I would like them, before they make a judgment, before they make any conclusion that maybe the president together with the council has not done this and this and this, I welcome them on board to at least ask, why is it that you've not done this and this and this, so that we can also explain to them that we've tried this, but it cannot work. Let us go this way for us to achieve. In that way, we'll be working in unison.
Okay, Mr. President, I really appreciate this moment. You have just you have not failed us. I really appreciate for that, and I really thank God to make this happen, because I've really tried for this day. So to my viewers, make sure you view, you comment, you subscribe, and do anything that is required so that we can move together. And Mr. President, if you will wish to communicate anything, just call my number and we will just be available. Okay, thank you for your time and welcome again to the bench show.
Okay, thank you. Unakaribishwa tena.
Asante.